All right. Having discussed about the roles of school in society, now we move on to significance of future teachers to learn the role of schools in society due some reasons. Yeah. Number one, teacher will be able to know what is expected from them in their profession as teachers, so that when when teachers know the role of school in society, they be able to expect something from what they're supposed to do, and to prepare them also to suit themselves in the profession, because being a teacher is not just teaching, but it is beyond that. That means they have to know who are their students, what are the background of the students, who are the parents, and how the society works and so on, also is part of them, of their profession. So the next one is to widen their work prospect, yeah, not only at school, but also they be able to involve themselves in society, to help society in different aspects, yeah, not only education, but how they can involve themselves actively in society or in their community. The next one is they should be able also to learn about differences. Yeah? They mean different types of society in our country. Yeah, we have so different types of people, different types of beliefs, different types of values that teachers should be aware. Being a teacher in school. Next one is when they know the different cultures and backgrounds, so it's quite easy for them to handle their students from different classes, for example, or different socio-economics and background and so ever. So these are how important the teachers should able to understand the rules of schools in society. Okay, now we move on to negative culture in schools. What are negative aspects in school that can break the culture of teaching and learning? Yeah, first is a bad relationship, yeah, between teachers and students, for example, or teachers and parents. Yeah, so that is we need to have a good rapport with teachers at school, especially parents. Yeah, they should understand how difficult to teach their children at school. And most some parents, I would say that they like to complain, yeah, but not to help the school, but they like to give bad impression to teachers, and school. And number two is a lack of information, which cause confusion. Perhaps since the relation is quite bad, for example, between schools and parents, so therefore there will be some confusion of lack of information. And number three, some teachers perhaps do not focus on teaching and learning activities at school. Based on my experience, when I went for practicum, to observe our students, I could see some teachers do not really focus on teaching and learning at school. They more to, for example, they have their own business at school. They do other things beside teaching and learning activities. All these things will contribute to the broken culture at school. And last but not least is blaming each other. Of course, when you show one finger to someone, the three backs to you. So be careful, yeah. Blaming each other. The crisis between responsibilities and the principles of the school may happen when we do not work as a teamwork at school. So these are all the factors that contribute to the broken culture of teaching and learning at school. So let's see what are the features of coping schools, which is we can say well cultured school, which they focus on teaching and learning, keep on improvising, uh, teaching pedagogy, teaching methodology, how to make children understand well. Some of teachers, they just teach whatever they, just because they think they need to teach, they just teach without thinking how the students are able to adapt and to understand what they teach. And number two, clear roles and responsibilities. Yeah, among teachers, they are very clear of describing job description. Yeah, each of personals or teachers in school, and also they also has active leadership. Yeah, those principles take action, fast, and to share, and also to discuss among themselves what to take, what are the activities take place at school. So coping school also, they concern about the safety of school and children. Yeah, when parents send children, or when parents pick up children from school, all these things, they should make sure that the safety of school and children are always in their consideration, so that there will be no issues on the safety side. Last but not least is about the culture of concern, which is time management. When the bells ring, how fast the teachers get into the classroom, for example, and they know the urgency of doing their work, the sense of responsibilities. Yeah, how fast they can mark the papers, for example, how fast they can give feedback, to principal, for example. All these things which are supposed to be a culture of concern to each of teacher at school. So when we have all these features that I mentioned, that will help the school to be a better school, yeah, so that they can be successful academically and also physically. Okay, this will be the last of the management at school, which is from the top down to participatory management, instead of instruction from from the principal or the management of school. It can become participatory management, which teachers will get involved in management. Okay, number one, principals lead rather than instruct. Instead of giving instruction one way to teachers, principals actually lead, teach or coach, train their teachers. And number two, the decision making hierarchy becomes more participative. Yeah, that means the decisions not only come from the principal or from the management, but it is more to discussion. It is more to get some opinions from the rest of the teachers, for example, of the members of the meeting, so that decision can be made into more participative from the members of the meeting. Number three, the role we play become more flexible. That means you give empowering participants, in this case empowering teachers, so that they be able also to get some power, to run their responsibility and so on. So next one, number four, responsibility is shared, meaning that responsibility is not only one person run responsibility, but also it has to be shared with the other people, with some teachers, senior teachers, for example, so that it is quite easier to run the school. In number five, creating a culture of learning rather than controlling behavior. So the school or the principal has to make a culture of learning, keep on uh, suggest them or support them as part of culture of learning in terms of, for example, doing some research, for example, attending conferences, rather than controlling their behavior, so that it should be free for them, in capturing or getting learning from different ways. Number six, leadership is about empowering participants, not wielding power. That means it seems something like number three there. That means we actually the leader of the school, the principal, uh, give some power to his subordinates, yeah, so that it's quite easy for them with the power to run, or to instruct other, or no, to share their responsibility as a part of leadership. And number seven, developing rather than delivering. That means the teachers need to be develop their characters, for example, develop the way how they work, the way how the concern of what time management, for example, rather than delivering. That means delivering, you just deliver whatever asked, but it's not develop you as a personal. Okay, last but not least, commanding respect, not through status. Yeah, it's not because you are the leader in the school, that is status, but it's more to the how you respect your leader. Yeah, when you receive command or instruction from, you will accept sincerely, and then you try to do whatever have been asked you to do. So this will be how the management change from top down to participatory management. All right, with this, I thank very much to all of you for listening my discussion today. Thank you.